Hi, my name is Mindy Honcoop, and I'm the founder and HR advisor at Agile and HR. I have been an HR practitioner and leader for over 25 years. I love being able to come alongside HR leaders and HR professionals in order to help elevate and guide them and be able to align people, process, and technology to create healthier workplace ecosystems in which our employees can do their best work, as well as feel seen, valued, and heard. So, a career in HR was not what I at all intended. I fell into it through the door of social work. I started out my career at Microsoft, and I thought the hardest part about being in HR would be dealing with difficult conversations and employee relations. And in fact, what was the most difficult was being able to actually understand, by seeking to understand and being curious about just people's fear of leaning into change. And what I loved about being in social work is that was the very thing that I had been trained to do, is to meet people where they're at, be able to, through questions and seeking to understand, where are people coming from? Where are they getting stuck? Where are their fears and concerns? In order to help them be able to unblock and move forward and lean into the discomfort of change and learning. And I love doing that. I love being able to create meaningful connection, to be able to help people realize what is possible. And I didn't think that is what I would find in the field of HR, but I had hoped to. And so, what I really look back at my career and I really think about who helped me get started, I am not where I am today by myself. And I definitely started out with a lot of imposter syndrome, a lot of less than thinking. And who is I, as a former social worker, to be coming into human resources without, business acumen, without a business degree? And, who was I to be doing this job? And yet the very skills that I learned within social work are what became my superpowers. And the other things I was able to learn, because I'm curious, because I love to understand, where are people at today? What is the current state? What's getting in the way? How can I guide and facilitate to be able to create a light for that person, and what next steps to take through an iterative approach to get to that future desired state? That's everything I learned as a social worker. And so I leaned into that. But I also had some incredible managers and mentors who just naturally, because I'm a people connector, I sought out. I leaned into them. They helped me see what I did not see. I was thinking about my background in social work as a less than. I felt that there is so much more I needed to learn around the business acumen, about the technology, about all the things. And I love technology, but it was about reframing. It was about seeing myself in a different light. It was about leaning into my strengths in order to overcome my weaknesses, to be able to see with my gift for curiosity, to be able to reframe from a scarcity mindset in a place of abundance, to think about the possibilities, to think about how I could learn the areas in which I did not know. My first manager, Larry Benish and Kristen Graham, were some of the key fuel drivers to really help me start to believe in myself, to really help me be able to reframe, to be in possibility mindset, to really be able to think about, how do I create a community of people around me to support me, that I'm not alone in this. They and so many others really helped me see that we are not in isolation, that we actually need each other in community to help us be able to understand what is that next step. What is it that I don't know today? How can I learn from someone else's story? How can I ask the questions that I need? How do I learn what questions that I should be asking? And it was all through meeting and connecting with other people. And I just I'm so thankful for having people that came into my life that were able to come alongside of me, stretch me, give me projects that I didn't think that I could do, but I knew I could do them with them because they believed in me and they gave me a safe place to be able to fail small, to innovate, to iterate. And they just always with encouragement and with difficult corrective conversations that were so needed and done with such care that you don't even realize they're a corrective conversation. That is what has helped me become who I am today, doing the work that I do today. Because we need each other. And so that is what I think when I think about those leaders and those mentors in my life. The key characteristics for great leadership truly are like the ability to be self-aware, to kind of understand where am I at today, to be able to ask myself why 5 times. Why am I be thinking about this? Why may I be hesitating about something? Also seeking to understand, where may I be emotional about something, or is this actually a fact? Seeking to understand and reaching out and asking when you don't know and finding others who do, and not seeing that as a weakness, but a strength. Building teams that make you better, understanding the areas that are not your superpower and hiring into those that have the mindset of possibility and that really think about team as one team, that I am only as strong as my team. And also being able to be passionate about and being clear and concise about where are we heading, being able to paint done, as Brene Brown says so well, being able to paint done with your team, being able to help them feedback and be co-designers with you and what that future desired state is. And then what are the success measures of that future desired state? Be able to understand where are we at today, what is the current state, and then what is that next step? What is that next thing that we can try out? What is our hypothesis, that scientific mindset? What is that hypothesis that we need to be able to confirm or not within this next thing we do in order to find signal to know, are we heading in the right direction? Are we heading towards that future desired state? And so leadership is also then about active listening, being able to hear the things that are maybe more difficult to hear, being open to understanding where our blind spots might be. So inviting people to be able to speak into that is so important, to be able to make sure that we are actively listening and hearing what's also not being said, and to be able to be comfortable in sitting with people in discomfort to walk through the change to the other side and to continuously be open to learning. Those are just some of the key characteristics of great leadership. Emotional intelligence is definitely underlining all of that in order to create those psychological safety and the trust that's needed for team members to be able to stay within possibility mindset and be able to collaborate and innovate together is so important. And being able to have that strength of communication to ensure that you stay aligned as a team, aligned to where the company is heading and to your team and down to the individual unique humans and people that make up your team.